What up, chat? What's going down, chat? I don't know. It's looking dark on my camera, but y'all let me know. Y'all let me know how it looks on stream. It's looking dark. It's looking dark on the camera, but I'm gonna pull it up on the desktop. See what it's looking like. Let's start cooking, man. It's been a while since that. Oh, we're covering Coach Sandy and the New York Liberty in New York Liberty Reddit. I'm not going to pick up from there. This live stream, we're diving into a bunch of stuff. We're going to do a little playoff preview, slight playoff predictions because I'll do the predictions once the season ends and we get the game ones. We'll talk about the recent news out of the Windy City, out of Shy City, out of Sky Town, as they call it. I think I don't know if anyone else calls it Sky Town, but and then I just want to bounce with the chat, dance with the chat. I want to see what y'all think. All right, let me pull. Oh, what are we doing? So what I'm going to do with this Skytown situation, because I just think a lot of things are more simple than they need to be, and a lot of things are being blown up just because. Is Angel Reese like giving some people a chance to pay their bills? Absolutely. But I think the moral of this stream, and as you all can see on the title, is everybody take five. And what I really mean by that is everybody take a break from social media. Because if we were taking breaks from social media like we were supposed to, this Skytown situation doesn't happen. Okay. And I've told Angel Reese this before, but I also find it very funny throughout the WNBA that a lot of what we speak about, time for next year, Fever fan. But okay, oh yes, let's talk about that too. I find it funny. What do I always say on this channel? You heard it here first, right? You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Wasn't I the same one to tell y'all that Caitlin Clark is done for the season? Wasn't I the same one to say that Caitlin Clark is done for the season? Shorty had a groin injury. I think I said this on stream as well. I said Shorty had a groin injury and a bone bruise injury. And she picked up the bone bruise injury while practicing maybe 2 months before playoff start. I told y'all she's out for season. They just don't want to say it yet because I feel like they just want to keep in some ways the Fever benefit by not saying that, so people don't think that, oh, we have to prep, that we don't necessarily have to prep for the Fever if they're going to make the playoffs. And I think they will make the playoffs. Valkyrie should be good. Seattle, they actually have a pretty easy schedule in terms of them making the playoffs, so they should be straight as well. LA, I'm not sure about LA. I hope Seattle doesn't make it so that way my Mystics get, that lotto pick. However, I do feel like if the Mystics get that lotto pick, we're not going to pick the players that I want to see in DC, because I feel like if we get 2 draft lotto picks, we're going to pick up Olivia Miles, and I just don't. I think our team is going to run on the side of being too young. You feel me? Like, you need some sort of vet presence on your young team. And I'm talking able vets, not Stephanie Dolson type vets, even though, Steph is good for now. But we need some better vets. And I think if we get too many draft picks, we won't be as hungry to find free agents next season. And next season is already a toss-up because, as we know, we don't even know if we're going to have a next season, because next season is most likely shooting towards lockout. You feel me? So I want Seattle to not make the playoffs, but I also want them to make the playoffs, because I just feel like when you have too many cards, and it's kind of like Uno. when you have so many, when you've been drawn for all game and you got so many cards in your hand, it's almost like, yo, I got all this power. What do I play next? What card do I put down next? Or do the draw four every single time, or do I, eliminate one color at a time and keep the draw fours till the end of the game? You feel me? So that's what I feel like the Mystics are going to end up. That's what I feel like the situation the Mystics are going to end up in. What up to the chat, man? What up, Jordan? I know we only got 2 people in here for now, but I feel like it's going to fill up, and I also feel like we might not have a big crowd tonight just because the Lynx and the Aces are playing, and I'm trying to let me double check to see if that's nationally televised, because I think it is. So let me just check that first. And then, well, I don't know what we should hop into first. Maybe the playoffs or the Angel Reese situation. The Angel Reese situation. The Reese. Hopefully y'all been good, man. I know it's been a while since I've streamed. I know it's been not much has happened in the league though. I feel like this has been a low event season in terms of the league. Like nothing too crazy been going on outside of like Courtney Williams and Tish kind of backpacking All-Star weekend. There hasn't been too much crazy. The discourse has been relatively funny. We've had a Sonia Citron versus Paige Becker's war. I've seen Twitter. I've seen threads on Twitter with who's better, Sonia Citron or Akia Jackson. I found that interesting. I was actually going to do a live stream around that. It hasn't. When you think about it in terms of like the events and the game, it just seemed like, especially from the media perspective, it seems super mundane. Maybe because these media outlets had enough to talk about when Caitlin Clark was playing last season. But notice how Caitlin leaves and all these media outlets stop talking about the W. There is still talk, but outside of the Juana Bonner fiasco and all this other stuff, I just felt like the media just shut its eye or shut its mouth on the WNBA when there could have been plenty of storylines again that they could have taken advantage of, but they didn't do that. Like the Aces are on a 12-game win streak, and they're going to win this game against the Lynx, I believe. I don't think. Well, actually, this game between the Lynx and the Aces, this is for. Would you say this is for MVP? Either way, I mean the Lynx been busting the Aces as all season, so I don't know if in terms of like MVP how much this would help, because because the Lynx been giving it to the Aces all season. The Aces have to win this game. You feel me? They haven't won a game against the Lynx all season, and now you're on a 12-game win streak. Asia Wilson's campaigning for MV4. You have to win this game. I don't even know why they're not the favorites on the sports books, but I'm telling you right now, if you want to go hammer the line, hammer the Aces, I think they're still underdogs. You guys got 4 minutes. If you play like that, y'all got 4 minutes. Okay. Let me read off these standings for y'all, and I have a sleeper for WNBA championship team. I have a sleeper. I have a sleeper for this year's WNBA champion, because we're top heavy again in a way. We've added a couple of teams, but we're still top heavy. Okay, and just to point this out, this is actually wild to think about. The Libs are the 5th seed right now, clinched. Golden State Valkyries yet to clinch. Seattle Storm yet to clinch. Indiana Fever in the 8th spot. They should in a way, Indiana, if they play their cards right, they might be able to sneak into the playoffs. Now, the Liberty are the 5th seed with a 24-17 record, right? I told you heard it here first. I told y'all the Liberty not winning no 32 games. I told y'all that. Okay? Excuse me. Now, the Lynx, I didn't expect they were going to still be in single-digit losses at this point in the season. but that's partly because we suck. we we had the Lynx 3 times. We could have given them at least 2 losses. They probably could have been in double digits by now. But we suck. But I told y'all, you heard it here first. I told y'all the Liberty, and I told y'all don't put anything on the Valkyries because we don't know how they're gonna perform. They might overachieve, they might underachieve. We don't know. When you don't know, leave it alone. You feel me? And look at the Valkyries about to make the playoffs. First expansion team to make the playoffs in their first year in WNBA history. Well, if they make it, right? Okay. Told y'all all of that. Told y'all Liberty weren't winning more than 32 games. Told y'all Liberty probably weren't winning 30 games. I told y'all all this, but I find it crazy. The Libs are 4-6 in their last 10. Aces have won their last 12. They're 10-0 in their last 10. They're on a 12-game win streak, and that's good enough for the 4th seed. 1 spot above the Liberty. If you're a Libs fan, to all my Libs fans out there, excluding the ones on Reddit, those ones on Reddit, the ones, Liberty fans on Reddit are blind loyalists, bro. I promise you they blind loyalists. Either that or Sandy got them on payroll. I don't, pick your poison, okay? If you're a Libs fan out there, this is good news, in a way. You're telling us our injury-riddled season, our sucky season, we're in the 5th seed, and a team that's streaking double-digit win streak somehow turned the ship around. Aces with a favored MVP candidate on the team was good enough for the 4th seed, 1 spot above you, having a hell of a go. That's good. That's good news. I'd say that's good news. That means there's potential that's not being tapped into, which is essentially my channel. It's potential not being tapped into, which is basically this channel. So damn near everything comes back to our community, bro. You heard it here first. How many times do I have to say it? And it's crazy to me, speaking of New York Liberty Reddit, it's crazy to me that everything, if you please go check, if you all don't believe me, if you're not on Reddit, don't know how it works, just go check. Go look at New York Liberty Reddit, right? I have a couple of posts on there as well. It's crazy how you see so many different posts now with people in our fans alarmed at what's going on with the team. And you know what's crazy? You're going to come back to my channel. You're going to look at a live stream. You're going to look at a video film breakdown of the game that I do. And you guys are going to see that I've been saying this since I've been putting it on YouTube really since last year. And maybe 3 years ago, I said something along the same line. So I've been consistently saying this. Like I said, ever since Coach Sandy got here, I've been detailing our problems ever since Coach Sandy got here. And now fans are starting to wake up and come out of their blind loyalty mask and drapes just to understand that, hey, this team needs to improve. But, oh, you win a championship and think nothing has to change, right? Nah. However, it is good news that, we're in the 5th seed on a bad season. We made the 5th spot on a bad ankle. You see, like, we're playing on a bad ankle right now, and somehow we managed to finesse the 5th seed. Now, the thing about my team is that they can't really cook on the road, especially if they don't have a full roster. I'm so sick of the excuses being made for Coach Sandy right now, acting like injuries really like ripped apart the team or whatnot, as if you didn't trade our future away for the player and players that you believe would be the stars of the show this season. That's a weird excuse to make. I'm not trying to make it about the Liberty right now, but it's a weird excuse to make. Okay? Chat says it's looking like a Lynx year. I don't know about that, chat. I don't know, but why did chat just go dark? What happened? Okay, there we go. I don't know about looking like a Lynx year, because I promise you, I got a sleeper. I got a dark horse. I got a dark horse in the channel right now. Let me read chat real quick, and then we'll dive into we'll dive into this Angel Reese situation. Asia might get another 30. I think Asia might go off. Maybe double double. I don't know if she's gonna go off. I don't know if she's gonna drop 30, but I have her. I have her getting a double double. I don't know if she's gonna drop 30 though. Sabrina come back was Does Sabrina come back was too focused on my fever losing games. When Chad says when what? Let me know what I was talking about because I was looking at the standings. Sabrina does come back. I believe Sabrina's, you're gonna the Liberty, they're gonna be playing in the playoffs injured, but they should have most of the pieces back. Sabrina, I think they're shutting down Sabrina for the rest of the season and then just gearing her up for the playoffs. They say she has a toe injury or something like that. They're shutting her down for the rest of the regular season, and then I think she'll be back for the playoffs. Because as you know, Liberty, we're just a top talent team. We're not really a team. We're not constructed like that. It's been that way again. It's been that way since Coach saying, and it's crazy enough. We had some sort of structure under what's his face, the coach in 2021. What's his face? I literally can see him, but I'm forgetting his name. His name's right there. He looked like one of my coworkers back when I used to work at Dick's Sporting Goods. What's his? I see his face and I can hear his name, but I don't remember it. But even back in 2021, it's weird how we had some sort of structure then, and it seems like with the talent we have now, we still have no structure. It's a wild process. How do you get all this talent and have less structure? It's wild. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the Fever. Like Fever, if you're a Fever fan out there, understand, man, like this season's not going to be it. And remember how they had that stat up at the beginning of last season where they said teams that get teams that have 3 years in the draft of number one picks end up winning a chip within, what was it, 5 years or so? Forget all that. Forget all that. Is the Fever missing? Sorry, is the Fever missing Caitlin Clark? Absolutely, yes. We all know that. I'm not gonna jump into this debate about are the Fever better without Caitlin. Like, obviously not. It helps to have a player like Caitlin on the team, but forget the championship shit because one, Caitlin's now dealing with an injury that really there's no diagnosis for it. It's just something that you have to manage and monitor, which really sucks. And I feel really bad for her because as someone who's injured myself, I know what that's like to just, can you do this? Can you not? You try a little bit and then it's just your body's just like, oh hell no. I feel really bad for her because it's not a fun injury to deal with. But she's done for this season, so it's good. Full off season to recover and rest, all that's fine. Stop worrying about a championship right now. What the Indiana Fever need to be worried about is constructing a championship team to start so you can throw Caitlin Clark in the mix and then start rolling next season. I think the Fever's building process is going to start next season. Hopefully we have a season, but next season, pick up the free agents you want to pick up. I do believe that DeWanna Bonner leaving 9 games into the season actually is going to hurt Indiana's pull for free agents, because they're just like, free agents are going to look at the situation like, so if I'm a I don't want to say vet as in like an old player, but if I'm a vet, if I'm a player trying to make the most of my career, trying to compete for a championship, but I see that this player was so unhappy to the point that they bow out 9 games into the season to leave, they'd be like, sure, that player probably wanted to leave or had their own reasons, but at the same time, what in the organization makes this player want to leave after 9 games? So whether it's the organization's fault or not, it kind of still puts a mark on the team. to where free agents are now going to, side eye it a little bit. You feel me? So now they're going to look at it like, is there a situation there that I could step into and not be aware of, and that would cause me to shut down the season? You're like, no, I'm not DeWanna Bonner, but like, what if? Is there anything I can't see right now that might rear its head once I sign there? That's the mark the DeWanna move really put on the Fever organization. So whether it's valid or not, that's how people are going to look at. Excuse me. That's how people are going to start. That's how I think free agents are going to look at the Indiana Fever. So you guys just have to worry about your core, because at this point, that's really all you guys are going to have is your core, your young core. And that's really Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston. If you can build a team around those three, that's, first of all, those aren't bad blocks to build a championship team around. Okay, but your process as a Fever fan, your process starts next season. All right. Your interior defense. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I consider Aaliyah Boston an interior defender anyway. But you have Michaela Timpson. I don't think you guys play. I don't think you guys play KK Timpson nearly enough. I don't think you play KK Timpson nearly enough. Let's be real. You don't. Let's be real. Y'all don't. All right. Let me pull up the links to the article. Let's talk. Let's talk Angel Reese. Let's talk Angel Reese. And if you guys, I do know that when I post this, I will speed up the audio so it's not as slow, because I know just live streaming, like, the audio can be pretty slow, or just me talking in general, because I want everyone to understand what I'm saying, and I don't want anyone to not get what I'm saying. I'd rather be clear during the live stream, and then everyone can speed it up afterwards. You feel me? I don't want to just rush through the live stream, because then I say something and don't watch my words, gets taken out of context. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All right. I'm chilling. Anyway, Angel Reese. This is who the live stream about, in a way, right? So if you all don't know, Angel Reese got on her soapbox, I guess, in a Chicago Tribune interview, and basically went off on the organization. And I'm going to read some of the quotes as well, because I promise you guys, I tried to get the Chicago Tribune actual interview article, and they were given that, oh, you got to pay, you got to be subscribed to see the entire article or to see the interview. So I just went to Front Office Sports and I went to Just Women's Sports. So I have those links, and I'm going to read off that. But Angel Reese basically went off on the team, on the franchise, and she was talking about her future with the team on some superstar, I guess you would call it Jimmy Butler type beat, where it's just like, I'll look in different directions. I'll look in different paths for my career if this doesn't seem to be working out. Like, basically on like a Giannis Antetokounmpo type beat. But I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm trying to decide. Do I go off on Angel Reese because I've told her this before? I said you've heard it here before. How many times do I have to tell y'all this? You heard it here first. How many times have I told Angel, stay off of Twitter? Stay off of Twitter. Because I could go off on Angel Reese right now, but the thing is, I understand that what she's saying isn't really her own thought. Angel is just recycling what she's heard on Twitter. Okay, she's just recycling what she's heard on social media. Well, I can't tell you the last second year player that's gotten on a late season interview talking about I'm gonna have to reassess my options and decide where I'm going to be taking my talents in the future. What second year player do you remember in any league saying something like that? All Angel is do this is like you don't have 9,000 posts on Twitter and you don't understand how the media talks about you. You don't understand how people talk about you. You don't understand how your fans talk about you or feel about you, right? So let's get that out the way. The problem with these statements is that one, Angel's just yapping, and two, she's just regurgitating what she's seen on Twitter, what she's seen on social media, and she knows she's going to be backed up because people on social media are going to be like, that's what we've been saying all this time. So she's basically talking out of her you know what because she knows she has a basic firewall in the media that's going to basically say, well, this is hey, we've written articles about this. The fans have said this as well. Players have said this is the worst run organization. She's not wrong. But the problem is you don't get to say that yet. Yet. That shouldn't even be an option that comes up on 2K for Angel Reese. Like, Angel, you're a second year player. Jordan won his first ring, what, 7, 8 years in the league? Bron won his first ring, 7, 8 years in the league. Kobe won his ring. Actually, Kobe won his ring like 4 years into the league, first year. But again, they weren't second year players. You still going through your I know you're not a rookie, but you still going through you still on your rookie contract talking about some I'm a reassess my options. She didn't say that, but basically saying I'm a have to look over my future. You've been there for 2 years. And I don't even know if Sky fans want to, y'all let me know because I don't want to talk out of blue, be like who's the best player on the team. I really couldn't even tell you who the best player on the Chicago Sky team is. Like I couldn't tell you that. Like last year, who was the best player on the Chicago Sky? Some people would say Kennedy Carter. Some people would say Angel Reese. Who's the best player on the Chicago Sky this season? Some people say Angel Reese. Some people say Camilo Cardoso. I don't like at this point. I'm Sky. Y'all got it. I don't even know if does Angel have a clear and unanimous consensus out there, or basically, does Angel Reese have a consensus out there that she's the best player on the team? You see what I'm saying? Because if I were to defend this, I'd be like, hold on, Angel, you're two-time All-Star. We'll give it that. You're breaking records. Fine. You're one of the best second year players in the league. Cool. All that. You're a building block for the franchise. Yes. But you are not at that point yet where you can start talking about I'ma have to reevaluate. You have yet to make a playoff run. You've yet to be mentioned in top 3 in MVP voting. You're not necessarily a superstar in the league. I don't know if you want to like that. That might be arguable. You could debate me on that. I'm not throwing shade or anything. I'm just saying like if Ariel Atkins said this, we would understand. You see what I'm saying? Established former WNBA champion. Been one of the best twos. Some people want to debate that, but I think Ariel Atkins, she might be underachieving, I think, but I think she's a system player. I don't think she's like one of those. I don't think she's a carrier, but I think she's one of the best system players. Think of a Kayla McBride. I feel like with the right light, with the right coaching and system, Ariel Atkins is probably could be 2 times better than Kayla McBride. But you get what I'm saying. It's not like Ariel Atkins is saying that. You're a sophomore in this league. You're not established. Yes, you have a couple of All-Stars, but you haven't even been there for 4 years. You haven't even been in the playoffs. You're still on a rookie contract. Where do you get off? Stop listening to Twitter. Stop listening to Twitter. Stop recycling Twitter comments. You're not helping yourself. And and I've said this before on the channel again. I've told Angel, stop talking out the side of your neck. These aren't like I'm not even mad at her. I'm just mad that she's like, yo, you gotta think for yourself. Stop saying stuff just because you think, just because you know other people have said it. Like, if you don't have anything to say, don't say anything. That's fine. You don't have to speak on everything. I don't think Angel understands that. You don't have to talk on everything. You do not have to speak on everything. I promise you. You don't have to tweet on everything. You don't have to tweet every time you're mentioned. You don't have to talk on every time you're mentioned. You don't. Just relax. If you don't have anything to say, trust. That's how I run this YouTube channel. If I don't feel like I have anything informative or anything constructive to say, I don't say it. I don't post. Like, I post when I feel like I have something to give to the game. You feel me? Angel, like, I get you're still young, but you're like, what, 22, 23 at this point? Yo, you gotta stay off Twitter, man. You gotta give this title of this live stream is Everybody Take 5. You gotta take a break. Every one of us needs a break from social media. Pick up a book. Pick up the antithesis of your phone. That's a book. Read a book. Because then you do stuff like this. All right, so let me basically dive into this is the Just Women's Sports article. Oh shit, why did I click that? This is the Just Women's Sports article covering the original interview Angel Reese did with the Chicago Tribune, which is where she made these comments. And the comments are, I won't lie, I'm not defending anything. I'm going to read these comments because the comments are kind of wild, and it's just going to further prove my point because I read this article. I've skimmed over this article, but I'm going to read it here with y'all for like the first time. What she was saying is, I think there were quotations around it, and what she was saying was actually kind of wild. They were lighting her up on social media talking about minus 600 team chemistry. It was kind of wild, but like some of the statements she was making were kind of like she actually went at the organization. You don't do that. You don't like Angel. That's not you. That's not your place. You're out of your lane. We don't even know if you're considered the best player on the team yet. And you're saying this? Even if you were the best player on the team, again, you are a sophomore, unestablished. Maybe the media and people around you and your fans are making you feel like you're established. You're one of the best players. Are you one of the top 25 in the league? Sure, absolutely. But you got to know your place. You're in year 2 talking about... Let's just read this article. Year 2 talking about I'm gonna take my talents to South Beachhead at like no, Angel. Like rookies in most leagues don't move like this, whether they're the best player or not. Like if you break onto the scene and you're one of the best players, you're winning rookie of the year, you're an all-star in the second year. Like no one talks like this. Not saying that it's wrong to say, but it's horrible timing. It's no, you don't. And I'm not trying to dive into other reasons, but Angel, you don't get to talk like this. Especially when there is no clear consensus that you're the best player on the team. Now, people may say she's the most impactful. I'll agree with that. But we're not talking best player on the team. You see what I'm saying? We don't as good as she is and as much of an impact she brings to the league, much of an impact she brings to the team, to Chicago Sky, to the Sky. She's also part of their problem as well. She's also the limits in her game add on to the limits of all the other players on the Sky, which make this entire mess. Now, the team, I will separate the team from the organization because I feel like the players can only do so much when the organization is putting them in weird spots and weird positions, and the organization's just, I don't know what they're doing. A great basketball team has a great organization and great team. I think even though they're one thing, if they're both great in their respective areas, then you'll have a complete organization. You'll have a complete team. You feel me? So actually, let me call it front office, and then actual playing team. Front office and the actual team. If you have a great front office and you have a great team, you most likely are a championship contender. You feel me? But the Chicago Sky arguably have well, as rated by the players themselves, they have the worst front office, and the team ain't that good either. So you get a cluster. You get a cluster. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let me just read this article for y'all. I want to read the quotes that Angel Reese was saying. Okay? Be, this is all stuff she got from social media. She's not even speaking for herself. She's not saying things. She's not saying what I believe she's not saying what she's truly feeling. She's just repeating stuff that she knows already has approval. You feel me? All right. Anyway, let me read this. Chicago's. I'm not settling. This is a quote, Reese. I'm not settling for the same we did this year. Reese told basketball reporter Julia Poe, calling out Chicago's back-to-back losing seasons. Quote, we have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. Oh my Lord, Angel, you are not the captain. Maybe you're the captain of the team. I'll take that back. Maybe you're the captain of the team, but Angel, you are Bruh, I'm gonna keep coming back to this point. Angel, you're a second year player. What's a non-negotiable? Are you the captain now? What is a non-negotiable? Anyway, let's keep going. It's like, did she think you haven't? You would have thought she won MVP. God, Angel talk too much, man. Sometimes, not sometimes. It's not even. I'm not even against her yapping. I'm not. Everyone yaps these days. But the thing is, I just don't think these are her sincere thoughts. I just don't think these are her sincere comments. Like, if she was yapping, but I'm just like, okay, I can tell she like truly feels that way. I probably wouldn't care about this. I probably wouldn't be doing a live stream covering it. But the problem is the fact that I think that she's just recycling ish. Anyway, quote: I'd like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. End quote. She added, "Bruh, Angel, you need to play 2K." And I've said this you've heard it here first. I've said this to my WNBA players as well. Some of y'all need to play 2K. Holy hell, there's some PR training there too. There is some PR training too. Most WNBA players don't even understand what a plus 600 team chemistry or minus 600 team chemistry is, or plus 35,000 fans. They probably don't even understand that concept. Some of y'all need to play 2K, not just for the IQ and for the seeing the game type. Y'all need to play 2K, man. I need more of my W play, and not just the studs. I need more of my W players to play some 2K. Okay. Let me just continue reading this article, okay? One of 5 WNBA teams operating under independent ownership, unaffiliated with an NBA team. It's probably part of the problem, even though, operating with NBA teams can also be a part of the problem. In the W, it's hard to find a path that works, that is actually fruitful. But I'll leave that alone because, NBA, I'm on your ass, but I'll leave it alone because I am a nobody. Just on the internet. Anyway, unaffiliated with an NBA team, the Sky have struggled to keep up with free agency demands in recent years, falling to number 11 in the WNBA standings on a 10-30 record this season under new head coach Tyler Marsh. Quote, I'm willing and wanting to play with the best, end quote, Reese said. Tell me. I'll read it again. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. You know what the first thing that popped into my head is all these Angel Reese to Minnesota type comments on Twitter. Coach Reeve would love an Angel Reese. Coach Quinn would love an Angel Reese. Baltimore Barbie is not happy in Chi-Town. This comment right here is this one right here. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. Ain't no way she's trying to force her way out Chicago, bro. This is not. This is again part of it is her, but the other part she been looking at all the memes and all the photos of her with some of her unrivaled teammates and all the what ifs and hypotheses of all these people saying who Angel needs to play with and where Angel Reese would be good. This is really just this to me. Angel has seen the Angel Reese times Paige Becker's post. The Angel Reese times Paige Becker's mashups. Get Paige and Angel to Minnesota, or what was it? What were they trying to do? Were they trying to get Angel to Dallas? I forget what they were trying to do. What team did they put them on? But that's basically what that quote tells me. That I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. Yo, that lets me know that she's seen the post, bro. She's seen the post. Angel is just suffering from too much social media. Chat disconnect. Oh, no, not. Okay. Chat, y'all back? Drop a comment if y'all back. Feeling like Braun. But Braun is established. Braun was with his first team for how many seasons? 2003 to 2010. 7 years. Angel, I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. Those are not Angel's words. Those are not Angel's words. Sorry, those are not Angel's sentiments. Those aren't her real sentiments. That's not her real feeling, bro. She is repeating it she's seen on social media. I'll continue reading. Quote, so it's going to be very, very important this offseason to make sure we attract the best of the best because we can't settle for what we have this year. Hey, God, Angel, yo, minus 10,000 team chemistry. Yo, stop listening to social media. Y'all need to play some 2K. God. Yeah. Yo. Does she understand what she's saying when she says this? Is this this is an ether. This is a second year ether. Let me reread that. So it's going to be very, very important this offseason to make sure we attract the best of the best because we can't settle for what we have this year. Now, let me get negative real quick. Let me get Yo, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Didn't I say even though again these aren't her true sentiments, her sincere sentiments. Again, I'll keep saying it because I don't want people to think I'm attacking Angel Reese. I'm attacking Angel Reese for not thinking for herself and speaking what she truly feels. That's again my opinion. But isn't this crazy? That's what Angel said about her team, right? What did I say? What did I say here on this channel at the beginning of the season with the Chicago Sky? What did I say? Did I not say, why do these teams keep signing these veteran players to not guaranteed contracts, but signing them to contracts? What do they call it? It's unprotected contracts, but usually when they sign the veteran player, right, to an unprotected contract, they don't have any plans of cutting them, right? And I said to y'all, and I asked y'all, why do they keep signing players to contracts instead of signing them to a training camp contract? That way you have more flexibility to bring in some of the younger players or just see how they fit on the team, right? Why not sign them all to training camp contracts? And then depending on how training camp goes, you have a lot more flexibility on how you're going to build your team because one, you're giving contracts, remember guaranteed, you're giving guaranteed contracts to these vets before you even draft. Remember I said that at the beginning of the season? And who did I use as an example? I used Kia Nurse as an example. I said, why are you giving Kia Nurse a guaranteed contract when you haven't even drafted yet? You keep signing these veteran players that I don't want to say underperformed, but have basically, haven't been it as a professional, instead of putting those chips on a rookie that you just drafted that has a much higher upside. That's I don't know. I did not just say that clearly, but y'all do remember me saying stop signing these veteran players to guaranteed contracts, sign them to training camp contracts, so that way you have more flexibility on the players that you're picking up in the draft. I did say that. That's what I said. That was a lot more clear. Good job. Remember, I did say that, right? And here Angel Reese is saying we can't settle for what we have this year. Oh, well, okay, hold on. So it sounds like Angel's saying the players that we picked up in the offseason this season, or in the most recent offseason, are booty. Very accurate. Whether these are her true feelings or not, accurate. And I called that at the beginning of the season. Tell me I'm wrong. I called that at the beginning, and I even made a joke about like Kia Nurse having a lot of personality, and I also said, what I'm saying, that some of these vets weren't it. I did say that, right? I did say that. I said that about Indiana Fever. I'm not trying to name names because I don't want people to think I'm trying to throw shade, but I'm saying the vets that have underperformed. I even called out their recent starting point guard for the past couple of months, RB, the one they call scratch off. Yeah, I called her out. I called her out at the beginning of the season. I said she's already been underperforming all her entire professional career. Why are you signing her? Another guaranteed contract. Why are you signing Kia Nurse? Another guaranteed contract. Why? Why are you keep giving these vets? Oh, signing 3-and-D, talking about Kia Nurse is a 3-point threat. Who are you lying to? What is she, like a 32% career 3-point shooter? Who are you lying to? Why you keep signing these players? And here's Angel Reese saying that we can't settle for what we have this year. Oh, it sounds like Angel Reese is calling her teammates ass. But, once again, to her correct calculation, we all consider them ass. We all consider them to be cheeks. And we said this at the beginning of the season. We said this already. So no wonder probably Angel felt emboldened to say this, because this is what everyone's been saying. Well, actually, no, that's not what everyone's been saying. Actually, I take that back. That's what everyone was saying when the season started. But we here, yes, me, Hendrix Hoops, we here, this community, remember we were saying this and we were talking about this before the season even started. I'm pretty sure we were talking about training camp. And I was talking along the lines of like, yo, Arella Garantes is right there. She's a pro. She's played overseas. She's been very good overseas. Why are you not, you're guaranteeing a contract for Kia Nurse, and what, Arella Garantes is most likely going to get cut? We talk about this. We did talk about this, and here is Angel Reese calling her team booty cheeks. Here she is calling her team booty meat, bro. We've said this. We literally went over this. It's crazy. This is why I will continuously say you heard it here first, because we already went over this. I'm gonna keep reading this. I wish I had the full interview to go over, but yeah. If anyone can post that full like Chicago Tribune interview, I'll probably, I'll probably try to find it on Reddit when this is done, so I can read it for myself, because obviously these are just the quotes from the interview. Anyway, quote: It would be a leap of faith for a great player to come here and show that this is something they want to be a part of. Yo, Angel, end quote. Yo, Angel, you wildin'. Angel, you wildin', dog. Hey, bro. Hey, dog. Yo, I don't think she really understood what she was saying here. I don't think she really understood the impact of what she's literally, she's taking a number 3 on the organization right now. But I don't even think she understands that's what she's doing. Chicago managed to drown out the noise. I'm going to skip that part. Oh, dominating the number 12 Connecticut Sun to better the team's complicated lottery odds. Again, Chicago has no picks. And prompt Reese to walk back some of her earlier criticisms. Quote, and this is the little short video that she put out this weekend. That she put out a day when she answered this. Yeah, after the Connecticut Sun game. Quote, I probably am frustrated with myself right now. She did not say with. She did not say with. And they put this in like brackets because I think that's what they thought she was implying. What she said was, I probably am frustrated myself right now. But the way she said it, I was like, yeah, again, the way she said it, y'all can watch a video for yourselves. But she was like, I probably am frustrated myself right now. And I'm just like, you're just saying stuff. You know what I mean? I was like, you're just saying stuff. Like, frustrated myself right now. Excuse me. I was just like, I don't, just the way she said it, I don't think she was like really trying to mention, I don't think she was trying to say frustrated with myself. I don't think she was trying to say that. I really don't. My opinion. Keep reading. I'm sorry. I keep cutting these quotes up. Quote, I probably am frustrated with myself right now. Reset after, end quote, reset after registering 18 points and 13 rebounds in the win. Her 23rd double-double this year. Quote, I really didn't intentionally mean to put down my teammates because they've been through this with me throughout the whole year. End quote. What the that's how you know she chatting. They've been through this with me throughout the whole year. She just chatting, bro. I'm sorry. This, y'all, just stay off social media, bro. I really didn't intentionally mean to put down my teammates because they've been through this with me throughout the whole year. Is that an apology? That's not even an apology. She's not even walking. This isn't even an apology, really. This is just players saying stuff. And then she says something about her comments being taken out of context. Like, no, Angel, you keep taking people's comments on social media out of context and putting them in the wrong context, which is why you find yourself in this situation now. This is like, she's not even saying anything here. I really didn't intentionally mean to put down my teammates because they've been through this with me throughout the whole year. What does that mean? Does that cover? Sorry, does that cover? I'm willing, quote, I'm willing and wanting to play with the best, end quote. Quote. So it's going to be very, very important this offseason to make sure we attract the best of the best because we can't settle for what we have this year, end quote. Those two things don't add up. Quote, honestly, it would be a leap of faith for a great player to come here and show that this is something that they want to be a part of. You're calling the team shite, end quote. You're calling the team shite. Angel, I don't think Angel understood what the hell she was saying. But let this be a lesson, bro. I don't think Angel truly understood what she was saying, but let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson. Take a second. I saw a little anecdote here, but I remember watching Young Thug go on Breakfast Club. That interview we had when he released what did he release? It was the one album with Living It Up on it, with Post Malone and whatnot. And it was on the Breakfast Club, and they were talking with Charlemagne, doing the Breakfast Club interview and all that, right? And I remember during the interview, he'd be asked a question, and before he answered the question, he would take a second. I don't know if this is what Thug usually does. I don't know if that's how he was feeling that day, but he just took a second, paused, thought about the question, and then offered a response. I think one, we have to get back to that one because a lot of the time we get asked a question now and we just immediately go to respond. Like sometimes it's good to just sit, think about the question, formulate your own opinion, think about the words, right? I think for Angel, and not just Angel, but for all of us as well, sometimes we got to relax. Sometimes we got to sometimes we got to think to ourselves like, okay, before I say this, how does this sound? Before I say this, how does this sound? You see what I'm saying? Like when we were younger, we learned what was that? What was the phrase? Think before you speak or think before you act. But it was really think before you speak, right? Think about your words before you speak, right? Because words can hurt, right? I feel like we've gone away from those lessons of our youth and now we just say whatever the hell we feel like. Because we know in a way we can always walk back certain things or make apologies for certain things. It's almost like we're in apologetic culture right now. Everything's always apologize, apologize. But I feel like there'd be less of these apologies if people would just take the time to think before they spoke. I don't think Angel thought before she spoke. And I also, again, I feel like Angel is struggling to just be herself. I truly feel that. I've said this before on this live stream, but I feel like she's just struggling to be herself. Like Angel does a lot of stuff just because she knows the camera's on her, you know? And it's not, I'm not saying like it's a bad thing or whatnot, but I'm like, Angel, you gotta know when to like not do anything. You gotta know when to do nothing. You gotta know when to say nothing. Or with this position you're in, I definitely don't have to tell her this, but you have not everything that comes up about you have to speak on. And just because you know you have support if you were to say certain things doesn't mean you have to say it. And secondly, to put a bow on all of this, play some 2K. I say that not having played 2K in 5 years, and I don't know whether the game has continuously gone down the drain because the last time I played it, it was somewhat bearable, and then I played it 2 years later. I played it 2022, and I said, "This game, I don't know what the hell going on with this game. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't even run backwards. I can't even get back on defense. I'm dragging the hell out of a joystick to just turn my defender around so they can get back down the court. People spamming Giannis Antetokounmpo as if they good. 2K18 when KD was on the Warriors, I didn't even have this much trouble with KD on the Warriors. And that's the one team I always had to play if I was trying to win the GOAT League. Play some 2K. WNBA players, please play some 2K. Let me go ahead and get into my playoff prediction right here. Jordan, if you're still in the chat, you're a freaking real one. Whoever's in the live chat right now, I appreciate y'all. Because I know this is going to be one of the live streams where it's just like, it's not going to do numbers live, but once it gets posted, everyone's going to watch it. Let me go ahead and do this small playoff. Where am I? Small playoff prediction. I'm gonna give you guys my sleeper team, and oddly enough, they're in their second seed right now, and the Aces versus Lynx game is probably at halftime, so we're gonna check that real quick. But yeah, they are in the second seed. They actually have a tied record with the Phoenix Mercury, and they have a better away record. A lot of people say the Lynx are going to win the chip this season. They look the best, don't get me wrong. But I think I got a team that's just, it might not be because the team is better, but it's because they just hard to get out the way. The Aces are beating the Lynx 47-44 at halftime. That's great. That means I have a chance to watch the end of that game. Let's check in on the box score real quick. Hopefully Asia ain't going too crazy because I got her on the under. I know it's like, why would you have Asia on the under? Because they got 47 points, so she probably got like 15. 17. I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm really good. And she's Only has 4 rebounds. I'm really decent at this. Is that a cricket? What the? No, no, it's not no cricket. Okay, it is a bug, but some bugs you just gotta let chill. Some bugs you gotta let chill. As long as they don't move and you can clap them, clap them 5 minutes later. It's one of the ones that don't move. Cool, except when them up and move. Yo, what is? Hold on. I'm looking at this Aces versus Lynx box score real quick. Are the Aces? What the? Have the Aces really just been Jackie Young and Asia Wilson? Because I haven't been following them too tough, but I saw that Jackie Young had a triple double the other night, a couple nights ago. Have the Aces really just been Asia Wilson and Jackie Young this entire time on this win streak? Damn, Asia might need to win MVP then. Asia might need to win MVP then. If it's because it really has been, right? They put Becky Hammond put Kirsten Bell in the starting lineup. Melissa Smith been in the starting lineup. Chelsea Gray kind of been not, the same Chelsea Gray that we know. So it really has been Asia Wilson and Jackie Young. And really, I want to give a shout out to Dana Evans too, because she's been putting in work. Jewel Lloyd off the bench has been a decent move. But it's really been Chelsea Gray. Sorry, Asia Wilson and Jackie Young, bruh. Asia Wilson has 17 and 4 right now. On 7 of 9 shooting, 3 or 4 from the line. I told y'all she was gonna go under. I told y'all. She probably gonna end with what? 20. She'll probably end with 28. 28 and 6. She's shooting hot though. She's 7 of 9. Anyway, let me go back to the standings. My sleeper team, if you all have probably already know by now, second seed in the WNBA, second seed in the standings. It'll probably stay that way unless the Phoenix Mercury go on a nice little win streak. The Atlanta Dream, and I'll explain this rather quickly. They should have everyone back for the playoffs, dealing with a couple of injuries to Jordan Canada. Alicia Gray, if I'm not mistaken. Who missed the game? I think it was Alicia Gray. Alicia Gray missed the game. I think that was just for some rest, I think. I don't know if it was necessarily for injury. But the Atlanta Dream, I think, might have an even better chance to win the WNBA Finals than the Minnesota Lynx. Because I tend not to trust teams that do really well in the regular season to prove a point. I can understand securing home court. I can understand. But sometimes, if you pay attention, you'll understand the teams that are trying too hard to prove a point. 8 losses to me. It's not too try-hardish. It's not too try-hardish because don't get me wrong, they were balling, but they were also beating up on the rest of it. Even though it turns out to be, even though there's parity this season, it turns out to be another top-heavy season. Like I said, a couple of teams added on. 8 losses doesn't seem too try-hardish, but you were definitely trying to prove a point. And here's my thing. Did they put too much effort or oomph into the regular season? Now they get into the playoffs and they forget why they're there. I really do have trust issues with teams that excel in the regular season just to get to the playoffs and fold. So I'm really not sure. The only team that really didn't let me down like that was OKC. I didn't really care who won the NBA Finals once my Celtics got knocked out, but like OKC, best team in the league, and they finished the job and they won the championship. I can applaud that because you were the best team all year and you handled your business in the playoffs. You deserve to be champions. I can root for that because a lot of these teams that do well all year get to the playoffs and decide to stink it up on some BS. Celtics. I think Atlanta's going to be hard to get rid of. Why? Because at each position, they're solid. Even though they might not be as disciplined as a Minnesota Lynx team, they have so much firepower at each position, they might be hard to stop. Naz Hillman versus Nafisa Collier, I don't know. Nas versus Fee, are we still going to go with that lineup? Because they took BG out the starting lineup. I thought that was a smart move. I think that was the right thing to do. Naz Hillman, well, they say, wait, no, hold on. They say Naz is going to win Sixth Player of the Year. So how the hell is she going to win Sixth Player of the Year if she was starting all this time? Don't they still start her? Or do they start Jordan Kent? I'm tripping. Let me see if I can remember. Let me go back. But listen to this roster real quick. This is why I say this. Maya Caldwell, Jordan Canada, Nia Coffey, Alicia Gray, Brittany Griner, Naz Hillman, Ryan Howard, Brianna Jones, Tahina Paopao, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, Taylor Theory, and Sika Kona, even though I don't think Sika Kona is going to get any minutes in the postseason. However, that roster is crazy. If we're being real, that roster's stupid. If you're bringing Brittany Griner, I'm not... Obviously, this ain't no prime Brittany Griner, but she can still give you good minutes, great interior defensive presence, still give you a couple of post hooks, rebounds, all that. Big body mismatch for most teams. If you're bringing Brittany Griner off the bench and you have a killer like Brianna Jones on the floor, that paint presence is secured. And the way they play, under the Smesco system, is a modernized version of basketball. A lot of threes, even though, people like me don't, appreciate that style every time. If they're willing to tweak that system, if they're willing to tweak that style of basketball to the point where they get into the playoffs and they're not just jacking threes, I feel like their success is going to be determined off whether they want to add that playoff tweak to a modernized system of basketball. What does that mean? That means you're not coming down the court every single time in the playoffs and jacking a three just to jack a three because that's your system. You're trying to maximize the possession. But if this modern basketball system keeps them within games, I'm willing to give them the edge. Minnesota might execute better down the stretch because I think they're used to it, or they should be used to it at this point. But if Atlanta knows what and when, knows what the most valuable shot is and when to take it in the playoffs, I think Atlanta's going to be super hard to stop. Because ain't no way. As of right now, they're winning games with a Ryan Howard shooting 2 of 11 from 3. If they change that to where Ryan Howard is now shooting 2 of 6 from 3, and those other 5 shots that would be jack-up threes in the regular season are now efforts to maximize a possession, I'm rocking with Atlanta. If they're not on some spam-ish, I'm rocking with Atlanta. I really do think that Atlanta might be might be one of the biggest sleeper teams in WNBA history. I think this could be spoiled by Jordan Canada. Hey, Jordan Canada coming shooting that 3 of 14 BS. There goes my theory and prediction. But if she tighten up, cool. But the good thing is, I think one of the most important elements of this team is that, one, you've established I'd say a new a new level of confidence in Nas Hillman's game as a stretch big. Nas out here shooting threes and actually clipping ish. And you've also established some confidence in your rookie in Tahina Pow. That's huge. Maya Caldwell, you also established some confidence in her as well because was she a scorer? Is she not a scorer? Is she a utility player? Is she not? Having, even though she might not be the scorer, Maya Caldwell knows she's a little bit more than just a utility player. A lot of these players on the team that aren't necessarily the focal point of the scouting report have instilled confidence in them that can actually turn a playoff game to the Atlanta Dream's benefit. That's huge. Yeah, you might have to add a little playoff, new experience, new playoff experience discount to their games. But the fact that they at least have that going into the playoffs is going to be I think is going to be a game changer. Yes, you have the experience of a team like Minnesota, a team like the Aces, a team like the Liberty, but with that confidence makes up for a lot, man. You need fearlessness when the going gets rough. You need fearlessness when the games get tight. And if you have that confidence in yourself, the less fear you have, and you're not really scared of the moment. You're not really scared of the pressures of the playoffs. You feel me? I feel like the sleeper team for this WNBA Finals, for this WNBA championship this year is the Atlanta Dream. And yeah, it damn near kind of rides on Jordan Canada. It kind of rides on Jordan Canada, boy. If she running away from the hoop, I ain't defending her. Where'd that bug go? Oh shit, this shit moved. If I'm not defending Jordan Canada if she start running away from the hoop, bruh. This woman could be such a great threat on the court, and then other games she wants to shoot 20%. Like, yo, you got to give me some sort of consistency. I can rock with the consistency. It's like these players only want to beat up off on my team though. Like, why? Why you want to beat up my team? Satu Sabli don't ever shoot 70% from three, but she want to do it against the Liberty. Jordan Canada, not even a three-point shooter, but she want to start sniping against the Mystics. Like, come on. They always be D-riding my teams, dog. She's shooting 40% from the field and 29% from three this season. I'll be real, Jordan Canada. I think this shit on you. I think this shit on Jordan Canada, boy. If they get an inefficient, if the Dream get an inefficient Jordan Canada in the playoffs, good luck. I'll be the first one to ask you to get benched for Tahina. I know what Tahina can do. I know what Tahina can do with all eyes on her. I know what she can do. I'd be the first to say, hey, put Tahina back in the starting five. Now, let me take a look at Nas Hillman's numbers real quick, and then we'll get out of here. They say Nas for sixth player of the year, and I'm thinking about it. Wasn't Nas starting though? They put Nas at the 4. I like how they put Nas at the 4. I think that was an A1 move by Smesco. This season, she's shooting 31% from three, so slight improvement. Hold on. She didn't shoot at all from three last season, though, no? Or probably just a... Holy hell, Nas been in the league for 4 years. Yo, time is going by way too fast. Okay. Yeah, so she shot a couple of threes last season. She shot 3. She shot 3 threes last season. But boy, modern basketball, man. She shot 3 3-point shots last season, made one of them. This season, she shot 154 3-point attempts this season. And she's made 48 of them. For 31%. She's not real. I mean, as her first year shooting threes, you got to live with that. It's not bad. Damn, Nas been in the league 22, 20. Damn, bro. Yo, time is flying way too fast, bro. I could have sworn she was just at Michigan, dog. I could have sworn she was just at Michigan, bro. Nas is as again, like look at these numbers: 15-7-2, 17-6-6, 4-5-3, 7-15-3, 11-8-4. You don't need these players to be the superstars. And look at the production they're giving you. Nas is a rebounding machine. And she's at the four. The question is, can she hang with Nafisa Collier? Can we look at these matchups real quick? Can she hang with Nafisa Collier is the question. Let me look at her matchups with the links real quick. And then we'll get out of here because I want to go watch the rest of this Aces game. Let me pull up. Hold on. Man, now that I think about it, I probably should have paid more attention to the Atlanta Dream games. They got out of August 21st. I don't think Fee was playing this game. She had 2 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. So obviously you're not gonna look for her scoring output when she's playing the Lynx because her goal is to lock up, the forwards. Lon Smith, holy hell, 90-86, 7-9-2. Okay, that's 2 wins against the Lynx. I don't think they had, 96-92 overtime victory for the Minnesota Lynx. That was June 27th, 10-8, 1-1. Okay, so we see a couple of close games. And I think that's all for the Lynx, right? Yes, that's all for the Lynx. So from what we've seen with the Atlanta Dream and the Minnesota Lynx is close games during the regular season. And from what it looks like, just seeing that her numbers are down, like Naz Hillman's numbers are down, even though I don't think she was starting at these points. In June, I don't think she was starting. 25 minutes, she was probably coming off the bench, right? Yeah, she was probably coming off the bench, but just look at the matchups though. Every matchup has been close between the Dream and the Lynx. And Atlanta has managed to squeeze out 2 wins over the Lynx. Bruh, I think we have our sleeper. This season I might go with the Atlanta Dream to win the championship. I'm not gonna lock that in yet. I'm gonna keep them as my sleeper. But we might be going to ATL for the chip. Let me check the camera real quick. Okay. We're good. Yeah, we might be going to ATL for the chip, dog. We might be going, like I said on this channel, you heard it here first. We might be going with ATL for the chip. Before the postseason starts, I promise you, I'm gonna make a live stream. We're gonna come back on here. I'm gonna tell y'all who I think is gonna win, postseason awards, all that stuff. We might be going with Atlanta for the chip. Damn. They just can't. Again, they as long as they tweak their system, I don't expect Ryan Howard to be putting up 10 threes in a playoff game though. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't expect Ryan Howard to be putting up 10 threes, Alicia Gray putting up 11. Like I don't expect that. But one, Alicia Gray been so damn efficient this season. She can get a bucket whenever she chooses, wherever she chooses. Ryan Howard, Alicia, Jordan, they're all not bad defenders. Brianna Jones, not a bad defender. Naz Hillman. Yo, in terms of a team built to win a championship, they might not have the experience. But I just feel like they're going to be hard as hell to get rid of, dog. I think they're going to put up the best fight for any underdog in the playoffs this season. Even though they're the 2 seed, everyone has the Lynx as the favorite. The Lynx, even the Aces people are favoring. If the Aces won the chip this season, I'll buy a Jackie Young jersey, bro. If the Aces Oh fuck! I also have to buy a Sparks jersey because I did tell y'all that if the Sparks won more than 19 games this season, I'd buy a jersey. So I actually have to buy a Sparks jersey. I'll buy a Sarah Ashley Barker jersey. I don't even know why I'm gonna buy it because she's not even supposed to be there. She's not supposed to be there. Did the Sparks draft Sarah? Liberty could have had Sarah Ashley Barker, dog. Liberty could have had Sarah Ashley Barker, dog, and we traded that pick, bruh. God, Sarah Ashley Barker is sitting on the. LA got mad people sitting on their bench, just wasting talent, bro. What you drafting in for then? Why are you drafting? Let her go somewhere else. Sarah Ashley Barker probably could have killed in Chicago. Why draft her? You just gonna sit out? As I told y'all during the draft, during our live reaction, I said, bro, she's. Why are they even picking her? They don't need her, nor do they want her, like want to play her. So why are you picking her? You already got Kelsey Plum. Like that's not your pick. Teams just be picking just to pick, bro. Anyway, we're out of here, guys. I want to appreciate everyone who checked out the live stream. Yeah, well, you guys will see me before this postseason starts. That's for damn sure. Y'all gonna see me before this postseason starts. But I really want to give a shout out to everyone who tuned into the live stream, everyone who dropped a like, everyone who engaged with the comment section, the chat. I appreciate all of you. I know it's damn near late and it's a weekday, so not a lot of people are gonna be here anyway. But for the ones who were, appreciate y'all. I'm signing off. It's your boy Hendrix. Make sure you take care of yourself. Stay blessed. Stay safe. It's been your boy. I'm out of here. Peace.